Am I the a-hole for moving back home after my husband left me even though I'm pregnant? I've been getting cruel messages from my ex, his family, and our friends for the past few days. My soon-to-be ex-husband Levi 33M and I 28F have been together for a decade, married for 5 years. I'm currently pregnant with our first baby and due next month. After I graduated, I moved back to his hometown, a major city on the West Coast with him. I'm from a bigger city in the Midwest, but loved living out there. I thought we were happy. We planned our baby and were so excited. But a few weeks ago, he told me he was going to file for divorce. He said he didn't want to be tied down anymore. He was still young and needed to live his life at sea. He said there was nobody else, but I know since then he's been seeing someone. He wanted me to move out, but this is my house too. I put down the down payment even. So he's been staying with his friend Louie. I can't afford to live here on my own while maintaining my lifestyle. Sure, I could make it work, but it wouldn't be the kind of lifestyle I'd want to live, especially with a baby. I make really good money even, but it's so expensive. I have friends for sure, but not the support system he does. No family here. So I've decided to move back home. And luckily my company has a location in my hometown, so I was able to keep my job. My parents have been so supportive. They're divorced and hate one another, but are now combined in their hatred of Levi, which is interesting to see. They've secured me a nice rental home in my city and refuse to let me pay them back, saying I need to save for buy my next house. They're paying for my divorce lawyer and my co-pays at my new doctor here. They're paying said I'm doing the right thing for my baby and are happy to help. My mom is about to retire and even wants to watch my baby while I work after my maternity leave. So it's been an ideal situation for me. Levi is furious. He's claiming that I moved to get back at him and I'm going to try to keep him out of our baby's life. I explained very clearly that I couldn't afford to be a single mom in San Diego, but he doesn't believe me. He's told everyone I moved back to get the upper hand on custody. That's not why I moved, but it's definitely a plus. His job doesn't have any locations here and they won't keep him if he moves. He could get another job here, of course, but he says that's too much to ask of him. I told him I'd be going for child support once the baby is born, and he told me I needed to make up my mind. Could he be a dad or no? I told him he was going to be a dad regardless, and if he doesn't want to move here, then he would be a dad by paying child support. I don't think I'm the a-hole. I think I'm doing. Am what I have to do. But what I'm supposed to say to all these people texting and calling me and telling me I'm keeping Levi's baby from him. Not the a-hole. More than likely, the ones bugging you don't know the truth of the situation. Opie replies, I mean, they know he is divorcing me, but they think I'm being petty and I should just scale back my lifestyle so I can afford to stay in California. Why should I scale back my hobbies, travel, and savings just to convenience him? First off, congratulations on your baby. Second, don't respond to those stupid texts. You can block those numbers. If he sends any hateful texts, especially now with the baby, you can save those and use it in court if he ever tries to go after you. What you need is a peaceful time before delivery and stress-free postpartum lifestyle. And go for child support. He's the one who wanted to leave for a free lifestyle. Now he's got it. OP replies, oh, I'm going for full child support, don't worry lol. It would be one thing if this was a one-night stand thing, but we planned our baby and he's not getting out of supporting it. Next story. Am I the a-hole for telling my wife my son did nothing wrong? My son and his friends 11 to 12 years went to the dollar store. One of them has his own bank card, and they were trying to buy some chips. His card kept getting declined because he didn't have anything in there. So the cashier told them to put a few baskets of stuff away and they could have the chips for free. My wife went crazy over this, telling him that it's basically stealing. Someone has to pay for those chips. And it was wildly inappropriate in 2025 for a kid to do some work at a dollar store and get some chips in return. Now my son is crying in his room. And my wife is mad at me because I told her that it was perfectly fine and because I didn't agree with her viewpoint and back her up. I used to do the same thing at the local gas station 30 years ago. So am I being the a-hole here? Not the a-hole. I love that. She's overthinking it. It's basic work in exchange for product. OP replies, that's what I told her. He did some work. He got some chips. Her defense was that it's inappropriate for a kid to do some work for chips in 2025. And not even sure what that's supposed to mean. Not the a-hole. Totally agree with you that it was the store's right to decide to give the boys a bag of chips in exchange for their work putting things back in the shelf. Next story. Am I the a-hole for telling my boyfriend that I've miscarried? I'ma keep this short. Me 22F had a miscarriage about a week ago. I was 6 weeks pregnant. Before this miscarriage, I had been heavily spotting for days after finding out about the pregnancy. My boyfriend 20M decided to be Google doctor and said it was normal to bleed during early pregnancy. I disagreed and said I was probably miscarrying. He said that I was being dramatic. I asked to go to the hospital and he complained until I said I wouldn't go. 3 days later, still heavy spotting with clots, we got my second round of HCG blood tests back. And yeah, they went down and my doctor confirmed a miscarriage. I cried and told my boyfriend I was miscarrying and that I should have gone to the hospital. He said that he just wanted to be hopeful, and I'm being as a whole, so am I the a-hole? Edit. I read a bunch of comments. And yes, I will be leaving him. There's a lot in our relationship that isn't right. As I'm sure a lot of you have read my post history, he's a massive CNT. I tried to leave and crap got physical. We'll have to take other ways to get out rather than just ending the relationship. Not the a-hole. But just know that going or not going would not have made a difference. That early, there's nothing that can be done about it. Pregnancy either sticks or it doesn't. That doesn't make it hurt less, of course. Not physically, not emotionally. I'm sorry you're experiencing this. Miscarriage sucks balls, and so does your guy for how he's behaving here. Next story. Am I the a-hole for letting my niece have fun when she lives with me because of the cruel stuff she wrote and said to her stepmother? In June of this year, my niece Abby 15 came to live with me 28M, and I became her legal guardian alongside my partner. My brother is her father. Abby's mom died when she was 9 and my brother remarried when she was 11. Abby was never very happy about my brother's remarriage or my sister-in-law. It was clear to everyone and mostly she just ignored her stepmother, but there were outbursts here and there when her stepmother tried to parent her. SIL's birthday is in May and my brother threw her a family party birthday dinner. Abby was asked to write her a card and give it to her with a gift my brother bought for sister-in-law on Abby's behalf. I can't remember word for word what Abby wrote and said, but to summarize, she told sister-in-law she hated her, that she never wanted her to marry her dad. She wasn't as good as her mom. She called sister-in-law ugly. Said her mom was prettier. She said her mom was a better cook than sister-in-law and brought up compliments her mom used to get on her cooking. She a million SILS would not be worth even half of her mom. She said she was glad sister-in-law and my brother could not have kids, and she hoped every day that sister-in-law would never get to stay pregnant. There were also insults about SIL's sense of style and how ugly stuff was that she brought into the house. She called sister-in-law an outsider, brought up her mom being the love of my brother's life and not sister-in-law. And she mentioned several times that she would never love her or accept her or want her around and how happy she'd be if they divorce. There were attempts made to stop Abby, but she told her dad she'd finished since she was forced to give sister-in-law anything at all. Then my brother tried making her apologize. He put her on a waiting list for therapy and punished her, tried talking to her, tried using therapy books to get an apology or regret out of her. But when nothing came in the first month, he said someone else needed to take her in because sister-in-law being around Abby was not good after all the stuff she said. My partner and I offered as long as guardianship was given to us if this was more than a week or two deal, which it was always planned to be. Since moving in with us, Abby has started therapy. She hasn't apologized or expressed regret. She has not wanted to see sister-in-law, has actually said she's happy to no longer live with her. She has seen my brother 1 to 2 times most weeks. Now he's grumbling that Abby isn't restricted from having fun and living her life, that we let her spend time with friends, go to the movies and other things teens want to do. He told me she should be on full grounding until she apologizes, and especially now that she got her way and isn't around sister-in-law anymore. He said he felt it was a given, and I told him he said nothing about that. Only that she needed to be in therapy, and she is, and I told him the therapist said she could be grounded for 20 years if that were even possible to get what he wants. He said she doesn't deserve to have a fun life, and I should agree with that. Am I the a-hole? Not the a-hole. Tell your brother that you're going to ground her, and that her punishment will be that she can't see her dad anymore. That way he won't have to see her actually having a happy life, which clearly is upsetting to him. Next story. Am I the a-hole for not wanting to meet or get to know my birth family after they tracked me down and reached out? I, 29M, was adopted as an infant by my parents. They already had my older brother who was 3 at the time. They adopted my sister 3 years after they adopted me. I was raised in a loving, happy home. We were all treated the same, and my brother, their bio son, was not favored or treated any different for being blood. None of us were lied to about the circumstances of our family. My parents were open about adopting my sister and me. They never tried to demonize our birth families either. They knew practically nothing about our birth families, but they still spoke of them kindly and compassionately. Maybe it's just in my nature, or maybe it's because I had such a good life, but I never wondered about my birth family. No part of me ever considered trying to find them or have a relationship. I was just happy as I was /M. My life is good. I have a wonderful wife, 2 great kids, amazing parents and siblings-in-law and grandparents. For me, there's nothing missing. That's why it took me a while to respond 6 months ago when I was contacted by people saying they were my birth parents, and it was confirmed true telling me their story and wanting to connect with me. They broke up for 5 years after I was born, and then they got back together and had more kids and only had an interest in me for the last two. Before that, they never thought about me. Their kids wanted to know me. Their kids really wanted to know me. I have received more than 24 messages from their kids since my birth parents reached out. It took a while, 11 weeks or so, for me to reply and state I had a great life, but did not wish to connect with them, so please leave me be. Then I blocked the accounts and made my socials private. About 3 weeks later, I received an email telling me they did not think it was fair and that I should at least meet the kids. I didn't respond, and 2 months after the first email, I got another one stating they had family medical history they would share with me only if I agreed to meet them and let them spend some time getting to know me. This was followed up by an email from their children saying I should really consider why I don't want to meet my real family and why I'm so loyal to parents who bought me. Some info given to me by my birth family around my adoption for those who might need any extra info. My birth parents were 16 when I was born. They put me up for adoption via an agency but did not meet or choose my parents. The choice was given to the woman at the agency who set it all up for them. They didn't leave any letter or family medical history to be passed on to me and never collected a letter my parents wrote to them when they adopted me. They have zero interest in ever reading that letter. Their kids are all mostly adults and found out about me through other birth family members and not my birth parents. Their kids wanted to meet me as soon as they found out about me. They found me through some PI online, and I don't know how much contact info they have on me. They never mentioned his name, but I wish he had reached out to me first so I could have said no, because now I have no idea what ways they could realistically reach me on. They don't know I'm married or have children, it seems. So that's a positive. My family supports my decision regardless of which way I decide, but I have had some backlash from some fellow adoptees I know who say they would love what's being offered to me, and they think it's selfish for me to deny them the chance to get to know me, and to deny my kids' blood relatives. So this has made me ask if I'm wrong. I don't feel like I am when I ask myself the question, but I don't know I can accept I never gave these people a chance, and it's because I don't feel I should have to. Am I the a-hole? Not the a-hole. You don't owe them anything. If you don't wish to have a relationship with the bio parents or siblings, it's okay. They had a choice and now you do. It is fair. Good to hear you were brought up in a loving home. They have raised you to be a secure adult. Good luck. So, they don't take no for an answer. They try to guilt trip you saying it's unfair. They want to cast shade on your parents saying they bought you, and then they imply there may be a medical issue that they will only disclose to you if you do what they want. Wow, who would want to get to know them? Not the a-hole. I'd never read or respond to any of them again. Opie replies, that's where I'm going next. Mark their emails as spam and ignore, ignore, ignore. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, make sure like, comment, share, and subscribe the channel our posts.